I have the best, worst video to watch with you. I actually laughed my head off when I first saw this video, even though it's not funny per se, but it is humorous at a certain point to see woke corporations completely self-destruct. Like, sit back. Think about what we've watched happen with Bud Light, right? They lit $6 billion of their own value on fire intentionally by hiring Dylan Mulvaney as a spokesperson, even though their audience, their consumer base is like red-blooded, red, white, and blue American who know the difference between men and women. And yet they hired a man pretending to be a woman to be their spokesperson. Just the most bananas move in history. And a lot of people are saying, okay, well, Bud Light did that in pursuit of an ESG score. And that's correct. I said that too. That's not incorrect. But there's an additional element that conservatives are missing here. Miller Lite has jumped on this bandwagon. Miller Lite came out with their own super viral woke ad, which we are going to watch shortly. And I'm actually interested to see what happens to Miller Lite's value, their valuation. I'm actually interested to see how many billions of their dollars that they have set on fire. And this is where I think conservatives are missing the point. Yes, we're correct when we say that woke corporations are pursuing not profit first, they're pursuing their ESG metric first. That's true. Of course, that's obvious. However, I think that we're missing the point that it's not just woke corporations being dismissive of profit in favor of politics. Woke corporations are made up of woke people, right? A corporation is not this autonomous entity in and of itself. A woke corporation is run by radical leftist activists. That's what makes it a woke corporation. Well, these radical leftist activists aren't just dismissive of profit. They actively want to abolish capitalism. They hate that which they are a part of. They don't think billion-dollar businesses should even be allowed to exist. They don't think billionaires should be allowed to exist. So we're going to watch this Miller Lite ad, and then we are going to, speculate on how much money they have lit on fire. It's not funny, but it is kind of funny. Did Miller Lite just release an ad, and this ad has gone viral already. Did Miller Lite just release an ad as woke or woker than Bud Light? If you had asked me this 2 days ago, I would have thought that you were just pulling my leg. You were just yanking my chain. I would have said that is not possible. No one would be as stupid as Bud Light was when they hired Dylan Mulvaney as their spokesperson. No one could possibly be that stupid. Even woke corporations pursuing an ESG score, like at the end of the day, they got to look at their bottom line, right? Evidently not.
Here's a little known fact. Women were among the very first to brew beer ever. From Mesopotamia to the Middle Ages to colonial America, women were the ones doing the brewing. Centuries later, how did the industry pay homage to the founding mothers of beer? They put us in bikinis. Wow. Look at this wild. It's time beer made it up to women. So today, Miller Lite is on a mission to clean up not just their but the whole beer industry's Miller Lite has been scouring the internet for all this and buying it back so that they can turn it into good for women brewers. Literally, good How, you ask? Ladies, take it away.
First, we turn the bad into compost. Then we feed compost to worms. Push out beautiful fertilizer.
That good helps farmers grow quality hops,
which is then donated to women brewers to make their own really good
But there's definitely more out there. In your attic, in the garage, in your parents' basement. Send any you got into Miller Lite, and they'll turn that into good too. Oh. So here's to women, because without us, there would be no beer.
First of all, it's not attractive when women curse. It's just not. There may be women watching this show who curse and who are going to contradict me. I'm right. I'm not saying I never curse. Sometimes I do, because I'm not perfect. It's not attractive when women curse. So I don't know what Miller Lite is trying to turn women into. I'd also be interested in what percentage of beer brewers in our country are women, because they're acting like women are the backbone of the beer brewing industry, and I am hugely skeptical of this claim. Hugely skeptical of this claim. This ad is so off-putting. It's actually bananas to me that Miller Lite would release something like this in the wake of what Bud Light did. Like, okay, the only thing that I will say, let me interject a comment here. The only thing that I will say is that 5 years ago, we would all be boycotting Miller Lite for this kind of ad because we'd be like, we don't want this stupid feminist stuff. I'm not going to curse here because I literally just told ladies not to curse, so that would be a lovely look. We would boycott Miller Lite over this kind of feminist garbage, but, you know, at least they're using actual women, I suppose. I don't understand it, or I didn't understand it until Henry Rogers at the Daily Caller, this is actually the second tweet, Henry Rogers at the Daily Caller found who was the head of marketing at Miller Lite. Her name is Sophia Colucci, and this is a tweet that Sophia Colucci sent out into the world that just gives you a little bit of an idea of where her politics lie. Let me bring this up so that we can all see this, we can all read this. This is what she said. This was on June 1st of 2020. Sophia Colucci, the head of marketing at Miller Lite, reposted a post from Barack Obama. Barack Obama posted a picture of a George Floyd mural and said, as millions of people across the country take to the streets to raise their voices in response to the killing of George Floyd, et cetera, et cetera. Sophia Colucci, the head of marketing at Miller Lite, said, if only we had his leadership right now, his suggestions on how to take action are helpful. Okay. So the head of marketing at Miller Lite is a radical leftist who supported the Black Lives Matter riots that not only destroyed, you know, Black-owned businesses, $2 billion worth of damage, but also were based on Marxism. And I don't just say that as an empty threat or an empty ad hominem, an empty insult. The Black Lives Matter movement is literally based on Marxists. The two women who founded it are self-avowed Marxists. Patrice Coolers and Alicia Garza say that they are trained Marxists. So this woman, Sophia Colucci, the head of marketing at Miller Lite, who I can only assume either created this ad or certainly gave her stamp of approval for it, admired an organization built on Marxism. And this is the point that I think conservatives have missed. When we've been analyzing this Bud Light situation, this boycott, the most successful, devastating boycott in the history of anything I can remember in political boycotts, we talk often about how these woke corporations are willing to sacrifice some profit in pursuit of an ESG score. That's true, but there's one element where it's a little bit deeper than that, right? When you have individuals, these very woke individuals like Sophia Colucci at these companies, it's not that they're just willing to sacrifice what they believe to be somebody else's money, right? The valuation of the company, I'm sure, doesn't impact their salary. But they're not just willing to sacrifice this market value. Marxists are anti-capitalists. Marxists actually want to abolish capitalism. And what is capitalism? Capitalism is the free market. Capitalism is a business entering the marketplace for an exchange of goods or services. So these beer companies are the perfect embodiment of exactly the type of capitalism that Marxists hate. And so when you populate your company, especially people in positions of leadership or people who have a public-facing role or who create advertisements that represent your business to the public, when you populate those positions, not just with silly woke Gen Zers or lazy woke millennials, but when you populate them with Marxist activists, well, it's not just going to cost you money because they're going to pursue ESG. They're actively going to destroy the value of your company because they're actively looking to abolish capitalism. Hi guys, it's Liz Wheeler. Don't forget to watch my show, The Liz Wheeler Show, every night at 7 p.m. on the First TV. You can download the free First TV app, or you can visit thefirsttv.com/Liz and start watching today.